Wow. Let's start out by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Racha Kodash.
Wow.
Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is Simpin Ain't Where It's At. And pretty much this lesson is inspired by a video I was just watching. You know, I was just chilling, just listening to some music, sipping a little tequila, just trying to wind down from this crazy week. And listening to the video that Elder Karatazabad, the head of the Baltimore camp, did, called "The Black Conscious Community Has Helped Create the Superior Queen," and he spelled it the right way, as far as a prostitute is concerned. And one thing I say about that brother is the Lord got a spirit on him to where when he does certain things and says certain things and just does certain lessons, they evoke emotion. They kind of like get you kind of riled up. And that's why I'm here doing this lesson. When I was just trying to chill, I wasn't trying to do nothing. I was just trying to just relax and just trying to reflect on, whatever went down this week, and just trying to just put it behind me because that's where it's at. It's back there. I'm listening to the brother, and he's going in on these women, and that whole situation with this whole queen bullshit, and this chick getting on there that she's this, she should be worshipped, and she should be bowed down to because she is this superior, whatever 2/3 and a half. This is Precept Kingdom. I just want to get it before I forget it, and that's the motto. Get the precept before you forget it. Get it before you forget it. All right, so I want to go. What is this? Oh, how can I forget? I did a lesson earlier through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai called "Prophecies Are at the Crossroads," and in this lesson, right, it's an hour and 13 minutes. So like, I'm not trying to show my picture because I did the video. I'm saying, Salakia. I'm just trying to show the title. Prophecies Are at the Crossroads. Now, this video is an hour and 13 minutes and 19 seconds. And there was a lot of things that were discussed in there, and how the prophecies are pretty much cementing everything, and how we're at the point where the prophecies are coming to pass. They're crossroading to bring the end, to bring the kingdom in, right? And there was one little small section, it could have been maybe a minute long, if that, where I mentioned Dr. Dre and his wife, and how, because it came back to mind because I read it somewhere, how his wife is getting $3.5 million a year from this man, and for pretty much doing nothing, because she didn't contribute to any of that. She didn't put into it. She didn't put money into the studio. I mean, I don't know the whole scenario. She might have put money into this. I'm just speaking in general. Somebody could say, well, no, she did put money into, hey, so be it. She didn't really put anything into that empire, but she's entitled to all this money a year from this individual, right? Which is neither here nor there. But the point is that I just made that statement just based off of just the prophecies and things that were happening. So out of this whole video, hour and 13 minutes and 19 seconds long, right? This individual that you see down here, Payne Shantandria, they said Dr. Dre has billions, so technically that's $3. So basically, out of this whole lesson that was brought out, dealing with the prophecies and how we're at the crossroads of this man's kingdom going down, the only thing this individual got out of it was Dr. Dre and his wife and their divorce, and how she got $3.5 million a year. And all he could say is, oh, Dr. Dre has billions, so technically that's $3. So I just said, you know what? You obviously missed the whole point. Please be gone. And you know what? I actually blocked this individual. Show you. Go to his page, her page, or whatever it is. About. You go to About. You go to this flag right here. Unblock user. No, I do not want to unblock the user. They blocked. I block them. So whatever they got to say, I have no care in hearing, or no what's the word I'm looking for? I have no, I guess care. I can't think of it. There's another word for it, but I have no care, you know, or I don't want to know what the fuck they got to say. All I can say is, you know, you watch an hour and 13-minute video and 19 seconds, and all you can get out of it is Dr. Dre has billions, so technically that's $3. So you missed the whole point. Like I said, what the fuck happened? Where's my comment at? Right. You obviously missed the whole point. Please be gone. You know, and that's pretty much the deal. Now, the name of the lesson is Simpin Ain't Where It's At. And the Spirit gave me this title prior to me starting the video. I didn't have any, like I said, I don't have no scriptures. A couple of scriptures came to mind, so I just wanted to just get into it, just to give you some insight into what the scriptures say, into how this world thinks. And the reason why this world thinks the way it thinks is because of the mentality that is pushed upon it and the things that they see. I know this is in 1 John. Trying to think of the wording. Just bear with me. Let's see if this comes up. Nope. If you were 40 times. Boom, boom. 40 times. Well, here we go. John 15:19. This is one of them. If you were of the world will love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. And this is the problem. Damn, man, it's the scripture. If you brothers know what that scripture is, they speak of the world. Let me try that. They speak of the world. They speak of the world. I know it's in 1 John. Here we go. 1 John 4:5. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. And that's why you have these individuals saying and doing what they do. Because they're speaking of the world, and the world heareth them. The water, brother. KDC. On point, my brother. So that's why this individual, Payne Shantandria, put Dr. J has billions, so technically that's $3. So basically he's saying it's okay for a woman to take something from a man even though they're not together anymore. When they're going to get mad, but hey, we're about telling the truth. When you go to the law, everybody's talking about the law, especially these individuals that call themselves Israelites. We're in captivity. How? We're not in captivity. You know, they don't have the whips and the yoke of iron around their neck. They got the yoke of iron around us through these contracts. We're still in slavery. So in the law that all these people talk about, it says that when a slave who is a slave of a master, the master gives him his wife, right? Because she was his to begin with, and she gave that wife to this man while he was under him as a slave. He gets the woman, falls in love with the woman, has children with the woman, falls in love with his children. If that man happens to leave after his tenure, I guess you could say, is up, that woman and her children are the responsibility of the master, not the man. I'm gonna get a lot of flack from this. I'm just, like thinking about like the different videos where people say I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but it's the truth. That whole child support shit is wicked, because we're in slavery under this devil, and the people that are in slavery, when they are released from that, and the woman is no longer with that man anymore, that responsibility of the woman and the child falls upon the master, which is Esau. I await a lot of negative responses, but it's the truth. You don't believe me? Look it up. Where is it? Look it up. You know, you individuals out there, you know, you claim to be these experts in the Bible. You're going to tell everybody how it's done. Find it. Look for it. You self-proclaimed gurus of the scriptures. You Johnny-come-latelys that have come into this thing, and you thought you figured it all out. There's a lot more to this than just learning and memorizing scriptures and going out there and teaching. There's a lot more to it. That's where you got these novices lifted up with pride. Oh, I'm the teacher now. You got to sit on a shelf. You're too old. You know, once you go sit on a matter of fact, I got this one shelf. I cleaned it off for you. I took the dust off. This not to have any disrespect. There were some cobwebs in the back. I took the cobwebs down, so when I put you on that shelf, you'll be okay, you know, so you won't have to deal with all that stuff. You know, so like, you know, I'm being a little extra with it, but this is the mentality of these stupid individuals. You know, so Simpin ain't where it's at. You know, so like, I know I've been kind of ranting, but let's get to the word simp. A word that everyone overuses without the correct definition. And I agree with that, because it says it means a guy that is overly desperate for women, especially if she is a bad person. She don't even have to be a bad person, just a dude that's just desperate for a woman, or has expressed her disinterest in him, which he continues to obsess over. They're usually just virgins that will accept coochie from anyone regardless of who they are. And it don't necessarily have to be an individual that's a virgin. It could be a dude that gets coochie. You know, a dude that got plenty of coochie. You know what I'm saying? And the woman just ruled over him. You know, as it says in the scriptures in Isaiah 3:12. It says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them." But this ain't supposed to be the manner of the way that the Most High set everything up. A woman is not supposed to rule over the man. Why not? Because a woman, 1 Peter 3:7, likewise your husbands dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. So these women are weaker vessels. They are not the stronger vessels. They are not what holds things together. They're under the illusion that they can hold things together, because going back to the 60s and 70s when this whole welfare thing was introduced, and remember, these devils do things in increments, you know, gradually. They introduced the whole welfare system, but what was the whole reason for the woman to get money? In the first place, you got to get rid of the man out of the house. So what did that do? Esau, being the devil that he is, clever as he is, he knows that if a male figure is not in the household is going to break down, because the woman is not operating under logic. The woman is operating under emotions. And I've had women say, yeah, you know, women, they you know, men are just physical, and women are they think. Get the fuck out of here. I looked at this woman like she had she had like 7 heads and 10 horns. And that's exactly what she had, the 7 heads and 10 horns. She was under the influence of this devil. There's a reason why, I don't know if that was John Singleton that produced that movie, Boys in the Hood, where the woman, when the child, which played Cuba Gooding Jr. later on, Cuba Gooding Jr. played later on in the movie, when he came to a certain age, she basically told him, look, I can't teach you how to be a man. And that's why she brought him to his father, for his father to be able to raise him from that point on. Because she did all she could do for him at that point. And that was righteous. Because a woman cannot teach a man how to be a man. A woman's job is to teach her daughters, to teach her nieces, to teach women that are younger how to be a woman. But in this society, that's frowned upon. You know, you looked at as a male chauvinist if you are, you know, and then these women, you know, you go on a so-called date with them and they psychoanalyzing you to see what you could offer them. First of all, excuse my language, excuse my Bulgarian. First of all, bitch, what the fuck can you offer me? Can you fucking cook? Can you clean? Can you sew? You know, what are you bringing to the relationship, so to speak, besides what's between your legs that everybody else got? And I'm sorry it has to be that way, but this is the truth. And this society has taught these women to think that way because they got excuse my Polish, because they got a pussy between their legs that's all they need. You know? And then that cements their position. No, you got to have a whole lot more than that. This is why the scriptures say, desire not a woman for her beauty. Because you have some individuals out there that look at a woman, she's pretty, she got a nice ass, she got a nice figure, so all of a sudden she just is good in the... No. What does she bring to the table? She got to bring something to the table besides her looks and her body and what's between her legs. And this is what this world has been reduced to. Not the real value of a true woman, but just the pleasure that comes with it. Because men and women get together for the basic principle of they're attracted to one another. They like how each other look, you know, they thinking about how they're going to feel, you know, whatever the case is. But the last thing on people's mind is, what does this person bring to the relationship? And that's the most important thing. See? So it says, likewise, your husbands dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Yeah, because at the end of the day, that's what a relationship is supposed to be. A woman is supposed to know her place. A man is supposed to work with the woman. We're not perfect. None of us are perfect. Because if the Most High held us accountable for perfection, we'd be lost. So we can't expect women to be held up to the highest standards of what we know scripturally that they should be, because we know that they can't fulfill that office because we can't fulfill our office. You know? So, going back to Isaiah 3 and 12, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. And this is what's happening. And that's where there's a lot of simping going on. And simping ain't where it's at. Now, we read in Jeremiah, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't read it. I'm going to read it right now. Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. So why is it a new thing? Because it wasn't like that from the beginning. Because when we go to 1 Corinthians 11 and 3, it says, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushai, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahushua is the Most High Yahweh. So the head of the woman is the man. And a lot of women don't like to accept that. We go back to Genesis, because this is where he's quoting from the law. Genesis 3:16. It says, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrows and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Why? Because she didn't have the presence of mind as the weaker vessel to resist Satan. Why did that individual who was the personification of Satan on earth, which was an actual man that was personified as the devil, why was it that he went to Eve with that whole bullshit? Why didn't he go to Adam? You got these women. When Adam went off, he's the first one to know. The woman went off first. Genesis 3 says it. First Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter says it. You read about it in Ecclesiastes, the 25th chapter. How from the woman come the beginning of sin. Eve was the one that was deceived, not Adam. But you have these women that are retards, that call themselves women of the Lord, that call themselves Israelites. Adam went off. No, Adam went off. Adam went off. No. And, you know, salaka to you sisters out there, but excuse my Barbasian. No, bitch. Eve went off. And you women today have that same spirit of Eve today. You have bought that serpent juice. You done drank it down on ice. No chaser. Well, the ice is the chaser. You know, and you have not been held accountable for your actions today. That's what you have these skanks like this talking about, you know, we should be bowed down to, we're royalty. Bitch, you ain't, but first of all, I'm gonna say it like it is. Bitch, you ain't no motherfucking royalty. In the kingdom, you will be royalty when you cleaned up and set back right. But now in these days, you ain't no royalty. I don't give a fuck how much of that gas or that propane or whatever it was, that cream that them stuffed up your ass. You ain't no motherfucking royalty. And if you knew anything, you would not be calling yourself a queen. If anything, you would call yourself a princess. Because the queen goes back to what? The queen of heaven. What is that? Jeremiah 7. And like I said, man, this brother, man, shalom to you, brother Karatazaba, Elder Karatazaba. That brother has a way through the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, to invoke spirits, man, to invoke, you know, not in a bad way, but to invoke that passion that, you know, like his lessons are usually short, but they're very invoking, provocative in a way of, for the truth's sake. I'll leave it at that. All right. If you brothers know 17, never mind. I was gonna say if you brothers know the actual verse, but here it goes. Jeremiah 7:17. Seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. So if there's a worshiping of the Queen of Heaven, and that provokes the Most High to anger, why would you have these women say that they are queens when that's going to provoke the Most High to anger, when a woman's job is supposed to be subservient to her man? Yep, my man GMS News a month. They gone off the sauce. And that's true, man. They done sipped that Babylon juice. That Babylon juice got them feeling nice. Got them totally inebriated. And they don't really realize that they think that they got it all together. But the individual that is slumped over in their own vomit. And got somebody telling them, yo, you got to get up off that, you know, you in vomit, and they're like, nah, man, I'm in the zone. So nah, dog, you in vomit, you know, the vomit, you threw up and you laying in that shit, and they sitting there, nah, I'm good. So this is the whole situation that's going on here in Babylonia, La Grande. It says the children gather wood and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. So the Most High is angry with that whole Queen of Heaven spirit, man. And that's why they try to push that Mary worship. The Lord never meant for Mary to be worshipped. Mary is a great woman. Oh, yeah. Out of all the women of Israel, she was the one that the Most High allowed Yahushua to come through. Beautiful. But that's where it stops. You know, that's where it stops. But they use that to push that whole vibration. That's why they'll say that Revelation 12 and 1 is speaking about Mary. That's not speaking about Mary. They had councils back in the days. You know, the Council of Nicaea, which said that Yahushai, if Yahushai is divine, which he is, so is Mary. But they're trying to say it in divine in the way of that he didn't have a normal birth. So that gave them the ability to push Mary worship. Now, in the Council of Ephesus in 431 AD, they made Mary worship official. And it's no coincidence that it happened in Ephesus, or in Ephesus, yeah, because that's where the Diana was really super worshipped, in Ephesus. That's where that whole situation went down. I believe that's Ephesians. I'm sorry, not Ephesians. Acts, the 19th chapter, where it speaks about, you know, the image that fell down from Jupiter or something like that. So that whole worship goes back millennia, really millennia, thousands of years. You know. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. The brother got some stuff up here. Hold it now. Queen, Middle English, Queen or Queen, a woman, a low-born woman. Oh Lord. And who's lower than us today? The Israelites. So what did they do? They used a woman that are low-born in this society to push this. Oh Lord, wow, brother, why'd you put that up there? That was a spirit, you know. I'm just joking, you know. But that's heavy, man. A low-born woman, because a low-born woman that can't really be involved in making money like the average woman is, what she got to do? She got to sell her cooch muscle. From Old English, queen, woman, also female serf, hussy, prostitute, as in port queen, public woman. Yeah, and that's exactly what these women are reduced to. These public women, you know. And this is beautiful precept to follow that, even though there's a different brother, Job 39:17, because the Most High have deprived her of wisdom, neither have they imparted to her understanding. And that's why these women are in the situation where they are today, because the Lord did not impart to them the true wisdom. Now there's more to it, but I'm gonna skip through, because there's another brother that put Queen of Heaven was a title given to a number of ancient sky goddesses worshipped throughout the ancient Mediterranean and the ancient Near East. Goddesses known to have been referred to by the title include Inanna. That's true. That's why that bitch, I don't know if that was Foxy Brown or Lil Kim, they called himself Inanna. I think that was Foxy Brown. And they told her to call herself that, whichever one it is. Isis or Anat, Isis, Nut, Astarte, and possibly Ashera by the prophet Jeremiah. In Greco-Roman times, Hera and Juno bore this title. Forms and contents of worship varied. And that's true. It depends on where, you were in those times. And that's why this brother put the scripture, Ecclesiastes 1:9. Or Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that has been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. There's no new thing under the sun. Why? Because these things that are happening now are happening because the same people are coming back in a reincarnation. Hussy. And I'm gonna label this skeezer right here and this skeezer right here hussies. Because listen to what it says. Hussy. Derogatory, informal, a girl or woman who behaves in a disrespectful or inappropriate way, or who has many casual sexual relationships. That brazen title, hussy. So You tell me that these women have, our women of today, these Israelite women have uh, um, the reason to be called anything other than that. And this is something that's done by what's the word I'm looking for? This is not something that just happened, out of the blue by coincidence. This is something that was actually done on purpose. And man, you brothers are bad, man. Brothers got all kind of precepts lined up. Just woo, my goodness. Ecclesiastes 26:11. Watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. And it goes into more than that. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. And this is why it was very important for the father to take careful look over his daughter. Yeah. Oh Nana, what's my name? Rihanna. That was a play on that Il Nana or Inanna. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if that was Little Kim. I think it was Little Kim, Il Nana, or it could have been Foxy Brown. It was all a play on words. Alright, so let's go back. Let's see what else we got. I think that was it. Jeremiah, a woman shall compass a man. Women rule over them. Yeah, that's pretty much it on that. So with that, I'm gonna end it there. But I suggest you. Let me see. I think that I might have put this in the description box. Let me see. Yes, I did. I put that link in the description box, but I will put it in here just for the sake of Foxy Brown, El Nana. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much it, So with that, simping ain't where it's at. And all these simps, they're gonna have their, if they're not destroyed by other means of the Lord Yahweh Shem Al Shai, they're gonna have their bath in that lake of fire. So with that, I pray that you brothers have been edified. Till the next time I say Shalom.